Hey guys, welcome to this video lecture series on the subject of polymer science and technology. I'm Harsh Panchal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In previous video, we have understand what do we mean by coordination polymerization, which is a part of addition polymerization techniques. If you have missed that video, you can find it in the I button over here. Now, having said that, let's just move to the today's topic. But before discussing this today's topic, let me just brush up our knowledge of last lecture. The coordination polymerization technique is basically based on a special kind of catalyst. That catalyst is nothing but a complex mixture of a two things. One is organic metal and another one is your monomer. So both the thing combined together, it form one special type of catalyst, and that catalyst we known as the coordination catalyst. And polymerization reaction take place by using such catalyst is known as the coordination polymerization. Now in this video we are going to discuss such special type of catalyst, and that is known as the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Well, this Ziegler-Natta catalyst is widely used in almost all the industries. You must have heard this word before this. It is find its large application in petroleum refineries and in polymerization techniques as well. So now let's understand what we really mean by this Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Well, you can see here on the screen that it is a special type of the catalyst which has two components instead of a single that we have already seen in the coordination polymerization. So in the coordination polymerization, we were used to having one organic metal. But now in the case of Ziegler-Natta catalyst, we will have two organic metal and one halide compound, or we can say one monomer. So basically this Ziegler-Natta catalyst is a complex mixture of organic metals and a monomer. So we can say that it is an heterogeneous type of the catalyst. You can see here on the screen that two compounds in a Ziegler-Natta catalyst are referred as the catalyst and co-catalyst. So basically there are two things. One is the catalyst and another one is the co-catalyst. So now let's understand what is the catalyst and what is the co-catalyst in this Ziegler-Natta. You can see here that catalyst compound are generally made up of the halides. So what are these halides? Well, these halides are nothing but your fluoride, chloride, bromide and iodine. So basically these four compounds are fixed as the catalyst in the Ziegler-Natta. Then what is the co-catalyst? So basically co-catalyst can be anything from the organic metals. You can see here it can be anything from the organic metal compounds such as alkanes and hydrides of metals. So now all in all we can say that this Ziegler-Natta catalyst is basically complex mixture of two organic compound and one monomer. You can see here on the screen one typical example of this Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Basically this Ziegler-Natta is heterogeneous catalyst. So you can see their example as triethylene aluminum, that is AlEt3. Then we have diethyl aluminum chloride as well. So basically these two catalysts are most widely used in almost all the industries. You can see that this is the particular example which use titanium as a metal and another metal is your aluminum. And the rest of the thing you can see that these are represent your monomer, or we can say that these are represent your carbon hydrogen. While remaining three spot is taken place by this halide group, specifically chloride. You can see here that chloride has taken up three position, 1, 2 and 3. While 3 position has been taken by this R group. R is nothing but your monomer or carbon hydrogen chain. And 2 places are taken by this titanium and aluminum metals. So we can say that this Ziegler-Natta catalyst is the combination of organic metals and their halide compound. Now let's move to one more example of this Ziegler-Natta catalyst and now discuss how this Ziegler-Natta catalyst can be useful for the polymerization processes. Well, this Ziegler-Natta catalyst is itself act as the active center for the entire polymerization process. You can see here that this two metal will act as the active center and onto which this polymerization process will take place, and we will have long chain of the polymer as we were used to in the addition polymerization process. So you can see in the screen that this complex catalyst now act as the active center for the polymerization reaction that I have already described you. So now monomer is attracted towards the Ti, that is titanium and carbon bond, and it acts as the active center. So this is the same compound that we have described in the previous slide. But here its structure is slightly changed. But all in all, it is the same compound. Now, whenever one new monomer will come in a contact with such type of the catalyst, that is Ziegler-Natta catalyst, what will happen is, now let's see. So you can see that here we have titanium, here we have one aluminum, and here we have chloride group. So all these three groups are present here. So we can say that this is the one type of the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. So when this particular monomer will come in a contact with this catalyst, what will happen is this bond, particularly this bond, you can see here on the screen. Now let me just take a pen. This particular bond, Ti bond R. R means nothing but your carbon hydrogen chain. So it will essentially will have carbon atom. So I'm saying that this titanium carbon bond, you can see here there's this titanium carbon bond, because this Ti bond R means there is a carbon which is connected with this titanium. So this Ti carbon bond will attract it towards the monomer. You can see here this particular bond now. You can see here that this particular bond now attracted towards this monomer. So now what will happen is this monomer will linked with this particular Ti carbon bond. How? So as simple as that we have described in all the previous lecture, this monomer or this catalyst will attack on the pi bond of the monomer. You can see here this monomer has the double bond. Among them, one is the pi bond and another one is the sigma bond. And pi bond is very weak and we can easily break out with sufficient amount of the energy. So this catalyst will attack on that particular pi bond and it will break this pi bond. So what will happen is this particular monomer will link with this catalyst. You can see here on the screen. This is the catalyst that we are referring, that is it has aluminum and titanium as the organic metal, chlorine as the halide group and carbon hydrogen chain. So this thing we were used to having this, right? Let me just take a pen. So this particular thing we were used to having, and one monomer comes in a contact with this catalyst. So what will happen is it will break its double bond like this. Here this double bond will break out and it will directly connect it with this titanium. You can see here this is connected and one hydrogen is shifted. You can see here this is the CH2. Then here we were having two bonds, but now here we are having only single bond because the pi bond is now broken up. It is connected with this CH2 and lastly we are having CH3. So now we can see that this monomer, this particular monomer is now linked with our catalyst. So in this manner, one more monomer will come in a contact with this thing and it will form polymer chain. So this is what actual Ziegler-Natta catalyst mean. Now let's just move. Now let me just read this thing, that titanium ion that we have described already is now attached to the pi bond of the monomer. So this titanium ion will attack on the pi bond of this monomer. And the counter ion attack on the another side of the monomer. So the counter ion, that is nothing but your aluminum. This is the aluminum. So aluminum will attack on the another side of the monomer. You can see here there is a two side. One is this and another one is this. So titanium will attack on this pi bond and it will create one new bond to absorb this monomer like this. And both things will be connected to each other. Now, the monomer in this way is inserted into the transition state of the ring structure. Now, you can see here, this particular thing is being called as the ring structure. So, because of this monomer is now inserted inside this catalyst and it is making the ring structure. So this was the only initiation step. How do we can propagate it? How do we can continue to produce this long chain of the polymer? Now let's see how this can be happen. You can see here in this image that this is the same compound that we have already produced in the previous slide. Now we are going to propagate it. So we are going to manufacture the long chain of the polymer using this initiator. Now this transition state ring structure that I have already described in the previous slide now give a rise to the chain growth at metal carbon bond. This is the bond. So at metal carbon bond and regenerate the active center. Now let's see how this regeneration take place. But before that, let me just show you the propagation step. Here this is the thing that we have produced in the previous slide. Now what will happen is new rearrangement of this monomer will take place. You can see here this is the same type of the that we have produced in the last reaction. It has aluminum, titanium and one chlorine. But now rearrangement of this chain, that is carbon hydrogen chain, will take place. Here you can see that this is the CH2, CH and CH3. But this particular R is now shifted from here to the here. So this rearrangement will take place. And after that, when one new monomer will come in a contact with this particular structure or this particular compound, it will again reabsorb on this monomer. You can see here, this is the same compound that we have produced, aluminium, titanium, chlorine, and here we have CH2. Now we have CH and here we have CH3. But now instead of this R, new monomer chain will be connected. You can see here this is the CH2, CH, CH3 and R. So this particular thing represent as the new monomer. You can see here this particular thing is the new monomer which is attached to the initiator. This is the initiator that we are discussing. In a similar fashion, when one more monomer will come in contact with this thing, it will added up and this R compound will shifted at the last carbon. So this is how this Ziegler-Natta catalyst work in the polymerization process. Now in the next video, we will discuss about the condensation polymerization technique. But this was the last topic in the addition polymerization process. So we have concluded one part of this chapter. We have seen different type of the polymerization technique in this segment of addition polymerization as free radical polymerization. Then we have seen ionic polymerization and lastly we have seen coordination polymerization. And today we have discussed one important question, that is Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Now from next lecture onwards we will discussing about condensation polymerization techniques, which is again very important for the exam point of view. We will see you in the next video. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.